Hello, sir.
Hello, how are you?
I'm all right. Fandy dandy.
Fandy dandy?
I don't know. Is that not a thing?
No.
Handy dandy? No.
I mean, yeah, I've heard handy dandy, but I don't know if it's appropriate for that.
Well, what would you
Hey,
say?
how are you? Handy dandy. That's weird.
Yeah, no. I know that's.
And fandy dandy is not better.
Well, what? Somebody, you'd say something dandy.
Just dandy.
Oh,
Peachy keen.
fan dandy.
No, well, no. That's like stop making fetch a thing. Like just,
Stop making what a thing?
have you not watched Mean Girls?
No.
The one girl keeps trying to make fetch catch on as a catchphrase.
Oh.
And finally she's called out for it. And the famous line of stop making fetch or trying to make fetch happen.
I have not watched all of Mean Girls. I've tried watching it. I cannot.
It's a musical now.
But
yeah.
I'm not a musical gal.
Well, it's on Broadway. It's not like it's going to impose on Netflix or anything.
Okay. I did like Wicked.
Yeah, Wicked's good.
Like a live show I could do.
The book series is better.
But a movie musical, The Greatest Showman was okay. Not a musical gal. I do want to watch La La Land. I don't know why.
Well, probably because that dreamy Ryan Gosling's in it.
I don't think he's that dreamy.
Then why'd you chase him around a lake?
I didn't chase him.
Were you with the group that tried chasing Ryan Gosling around the lake?
Not the whole time.
Were you with the group that tried to chase Ryan Gosling around the lake?
Not
at any point. No, at any point were you part of a group that chased Ryan Gosling?
The first time because I was a passenger in a thing, but I didn't go back to and keep bugging them.
Well, people that do drive-bys don't go back for a second viewing either.
But everybody else went back. I didn't. And when we were in the boat the third time.
Oh my God.
You were on that boat. Oh no, you weren't.
No, I would, because I refused to go.
Well, I was on the boat, but I'm like, you guys, and that was a male driver of the boat who just wanted to get a little closer and a little closer. And I'm like, dude, this is so inappropriate. You got to leave. Me and the girls, our two girls, were embarrassed.
And so was their dad. Just so we're clear.
You weren't in the boat, though.
Nope. But my disappointment should have emanated across the water.
Whatever.
Yeah, you whatever. So why are we watching La La Land?
I'm not watching it. I'll probably never get to the end of it, but there's just part of me that kind of wants to watch it.
And you don't think Ryan Gosling's cute?
I don't. No. Why do you?
No, I think he's hilarious.
Yeah.
Nice Guys is one of my top 5 movies of all time. And it's because of him.
Yeah.
He's like, when he gets his arm broken, spoiler alert, that's hands down one of the funniest scenes ever put on film.
Yeah.
Like, oh, and just the comments. The and stuff thing cracks me up. Dad, there's whores and stuff here. Sweetie, I've told you before, don't say and stuff. Just say there's whores here. Oh my God, that's such a great movie. Anyway, sorry.
And he's not one that I think of as being a comedian either, but he is.
Someone pitched him for that. I think Russell Crowe actually said, or no, he was signed on and Shane Black was trying to convince Russell Crowe to come on. And Russ was like, I don't know. And then Shane told him, well, Ryan's excited to work with you. And as soon as he heard that Ryan Gosling wanted to do more of a comedy thing, he jumped on it. And he's awesome. He's so funny, dude. Like, that's one of the,
Was he funny in Barbie? I feel like he was.
Yeah, Ken is like awesome in Barbie.
Yeah. I did like him in that. Like, I wouldn't say, but yeah, you're right. Nice Guys, Barbie. And I had no interest in watching Barbie either.
But he was funny.
He was funny.
Yeah, he's a very funny dude. There's a skit with him and Will Ferrell that they show up on Jimmy Kimmel on the night show. But the premise is they have their own home shopping network show called The Knife Guys, where they just sell knives through the home shopping network. But there's a mix-up in scheduling, and Jimmy Kimmel didn't realize that they filmed their Knife Guys show on his set when he wasn't using it, and there was apparently a mix-up. It's got to be one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Like when Ryan Gosling finally loses his mind and screams at Jimmy Kimmel that he's ruining their show, it's awesome. It's really funny. Anyways.
I'll have to watch it.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, great show, everybody. Thanks for coming out.
Someone was gonna ask you.
What?
I know. And there was something earlier
Yeah.
today too that I was like, it's still bugging me. I always forget everything.
Hmm.
I don't know what's
Don't forget me,
happening.
babe.
I won't forget you.
Okay, good. You will though. Someday you'll be like, I'll be long dead, and you'll be all dementiaed up in a home. And
I'm staying healthy, man, to protect my brain. I'm good.
okay,
We're good.
I'm talking about like you're 120. Like you'll have had a good run.
I don't think I'm gonna make it that far.
No? What do you
No.
think a realistic range is?
102.
Oh yeah. Really shaved off a couple decades there.
Well, I did.
Hmm.
I knew 115 wasn't realistic. But I know I can make it to 100.
That's the spirit.
Maybe not if I keep this pace of work. Maybe not. That's where, you know what? I'm not taking good care of my brain. Sleep is like the number one contributor to Alzheimer's and stuff. So maybe I'm not doing well.
And that took a turn.
I eat healthy. I work out.
Hmm.
I don't drink.
Scones are your weakness.
Yeah, they're very good.
Hmm. The right
Those-
kind of scone. I don't need a scone with fruit in it though.
No,
And they're usually when you go to a store, scones are the driest, most miserable thing you can buy, unless it's a cheese scone, and then the cheese makes up for it.
but the ones that Willow made were amazing.
They're quite good.
Like, like better than store-bought, than any store-bought I've ever had.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Um,
I like where our podcast is going. We got pop culture, we got some movie talk, we got some baking tips. We'll talk about gardening next.
no.
Okay.
I came across this isn't Benzinga.
Bazinga?
This is Benzinga.
Like the guy's name.
Oh, I don't know.
Benjamin Zinga.
Oh, is that a guy's name?
No. Who are you talking about?
No, just the title. I don't know. Is it the name of the
Can you turn it so I can see it?
Benzinga?
That's a website, I'm sure.
Okay, it's a website. So
Or it's some dude's last name.
maybe it's somebody's last name, but I was just thinking Bazinga. Do you know where that's from?
Yeah, it's from Big Bang Theory. It's
Yeah,
Sheldon's catchphrase.
Sheldon's like when he's like playing a practical joke.
Yes.
Anywho, I came across this article. It wasn't the one that I was going to use today, but I can't find that one.
Because you forgot where you put it.
Well, yeah. So I found this one. Millennials blame their boomer parents for not teaching them how to be responsible adults.
So in this context,
Are our parents boomers?
are we boomers or are we the millennials?
Well, we are Gen Xers. We're between the generations.
So that's my question is boomer.
Yeah.
Is that not a term for baby boomer, like the children of the World War II parents?
Yes, like our parents, right?
So why would millennials be criticizing that generation? We're
Well,
considered the boomers in this context.
well, I for the purpose of this podcast,
Okay.
I'm going to say we are the boomers. Anyone listening to this, we're going to say we're the boomers, even though probably most of them.
So boomers, because I think in the context of today's vernacular, I'm hip to the streets. I think boomer is anyone that's old. So we would classify as old. I mean, I don't look it, but
Gosh dang it.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, just so we're not naming names, the woman that you sat next to at lunch today,
Yeah.
do I look older or younger than her?
Younger.
Do I?
Yeah.
But like substantially
Yeah.
younger or a little bit?
Yeah.
How much?
We're bordering on the fact where people are going to think our age difference is inappropriate. That's how much better you look than most of the people out there.
So how old, because we don't need to name ages, but how far away in age do you think I am with that woman?
That you appear?
Okay, sure. Appear and in reality.
Well, in reality, it's a year.
Oh, so you know how old she is.
Yeah, because she said it when she was sitting 6 inches to my right.
Oh, I thought she said it when you weren't there yet.
Why do you think I joined you? Because you've told me now 2 stories from that lunch that I sat and listened to and was like, oh, yeah.
I didn't think you were there.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's
Okay.
47. 46. Yeah, she's the same
Thanks
age as
for
me.
telling everybody how old I am, dude.
You're 26.
Okay. So did you know that that's how old she was?
No, but that's where I would have ballparked her for
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
Okay. So where do you think I am?
I just told you. I'd say you're a solid low 30s if people were walking down the street and looked at you
Okay.
and you weren't wearing pajama bottoms. Because on the days that you wear pajama bottoms, you're not putting a whole lot of effort into what you're putting out into the world. You're just going for comfort.
So do I look older then?
Well, you usually have a dirty ball cap on and a
Yeah.
hoodie and then pajama bottoms.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say you're a shining beacon of youthfulness.
What?
What?
Really?
Yeah.
That's what Maya wears. She's 17. Dirty baseball cap, pajama bottoms, hoodie. She
All
just
right.
wore
You're
that
right.
yesterday.
You look like a 17-year-old.
No, I'm not saying I look like a 17-year-old, but it's not old ladies who only wear that.
It's not old ladies that wear it, period. It's like, yes, you're right. When you do that, you're fine. You look like you're low 30s. I don't know. This is a cyclical conversation.
Okay. Anywho,
Yeah.
we're just gonna say we're the boomer parents.
Yeah.
Okay. Not preparing our children. So parents who are listening,
Mhm.
not preparing. And I feel like we are not prepared. I wish our parents taught us.
Oh, so we're the millennials in this situation?
Well, no, if we were, I'm just
Yeah.
agreeing. We
I would
weren't
say,
taught.
yeah.
We still don't know how to adult. And
There's
now
a
we have our own little adult.
Here's a weird thing about the older generation, and I'm not going to include myself in this because I don't think that we do it. When you hear pundits or you hear angry Facebookers talking about kids and millennials and the woke culture, they crap on them for all the things they don't know or don't know how to do without realizing they're the ones that were tasked with teaching them.
Yeah.
So this article is probably not wrong because a lot of parents, boomers or not, failed in passing down knowledge, right? And rely on others to impart wisdom in a large sense about common sense things, right? Like we know people that their kids don't even know how to do their own laundry yet,
I know.
and they're well into their teen years,
Yeah. I was
right?
bugging my brother about that the other day.
Totally.
He was overwhelmed with all the laundry. I'm like, you've got two boys who are
Yeah.
completely capable.
Yeah. Why are you doing it? I don't even know if my children have clothes.
I
I
don't,
assume they do because they leave the house closed every day. That's where my understanding or my desire to know
Yeah.
ends. I don't care.
like,
I
I
don't
think
care.
3 or 4 was when I stopped doing their laundry.
Yeah, and we used to take flack from it from other parents because they would dress themselves awful. Like there were some awful outfits. And we would have parents judge us. Well, you don't lay it out? No, why would I?
We've
She
got so many other things to worry about.
Yeah, why do I need to worry about what they're wearing? Did I make sure to provide them clothes? Yeah. Did they have a place to store them in the room that they have? Yeah. But beyond that, you got to figure out how to clean it and put it away. It's not my job.
Maybe it wasn't 3 or 4, probably a little
I
older.
was a little older. I was about school age. Yeah. But regardless, yeah, I would agree that I think
Maya's actually going to do my laundry for me tomorrow.
why?
Well, she's doing hers, and I don't have enough for the load, so she's just going to do mine as well.
Fair enough. I think realistically, I would say, I don't have any stats on this article, but from the heading alone, yeah, I think there are a lot of things that are basic that parents don't do a good job of teaching their kids.
Well, and even like banking, sorry, mom, if you're listening, but banking, like she's expert banker. I don't know how to balance a checkbook still to
Mhm.
this day. I am hooped this year. Like I just feel like the budgeting, the money stuff, we are always stressing about
Mhm.
and not happy. Like life, that's probably our biggest stressor in life. And we never learned
Yeah, it
any
was
of
a
that.
skill we never learned.
Well, and even just the other day, we learned about stupid government grant. If you put in so much money for an RESP, the government will match it $500 per child. I didn't know that. So we've missed out 15 years for Maya
Hmm.
to help her, with university.
Yep.
I have no idea.
No, that's a different conversation that we take offline. In terms of, a financial advisor may or may not have maybe told us about that. That's the reason
And
why
an
we're supposed to.
accountant, yeah, like
Yeah, but anyways, that's a different conversation.
nonetheless.
But there are certain skills. Like I think I know, like, and it's funny because there's this. It happens with us to me, right? Like there's this inherent, well, something's broke, you better fix it. I don't know how to fix it. I got to figure it out, right? But I know friends whose parents either gave them the opportunity or worked with them to teach it that could build a house. I don't know how to do that, right? I got to find a way to figure that out. And so I try and impart what I can to the kids as I go along because it is a skill that they're going to need to have, right? How do you fix a toilet? How do you put something together using a drill and a hammer and all this? My dad never taught me any of that stuff.
And I do love you for that because you've done that. And like the girls know how to use some power tools and
Yeah.
change their oil in the car
Yeah.
and windshield
Well, we used to let them take our old laptops and pull them apart, right?
Yeah.
And just figure out how it worked because I recognize that, and it's no fault of dad's, right? And I'm sure had I asked, he would have shown me what he knew, but the opportunities never really presented themselves, or he just never thought of it,
Yeah.
right? And so not everything, but a lot of what I've had to learn on my own. And there are certain house things that mom taught us specifically how to clean, how to do our own laundry, how to do all those things, because in her mind, it wasn't just a woman's job, right? You had to know how to do it. And so she was going to teach us. Dad would teach the basics, but even cutting the lawn, he never really showed me how to do it. I had to figure it out myself, right? I had to figure out what worked. And so, yeah, I want to try and impart as much of that as I can, but I don't know that I don't, if we're the generation that weren't taught a lot ourselves, how can we be expected then to pass that down to our
Well,
kids?
and that's part of it too. Your mom did teach me gardening a little bit.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, like it is tricky and it is frustrating just working. I have some supervisees over the years who are younger who just rely on me or expect me to tell them everything if I ask them a question.
Yeah.
Like in a report, I'm like, go research. I had to figure it out.
Hmm.
Go research it. That's part of this job, right?
Well, and
But
I did that like when Maya started talking about wanting a car, right? And I think I've addressed it before in a different context, but I sent her with a list of things she had to figure out. How much do tires cost? How much does gas cost? How much does insurance cost? How much, like all these things because people think you buy a car and you pay for insurance and that's it,
Mhm.
right? But there's maintenance. There's understanding the little things of right, like how frequently do you have to change the tires? Do you change the tires? Well, how much do two sets cost versus like those are all things I had to figure out. One of the only lessons that I remember that I took forward from my dad was every vehicle I run has synthetic oil. And it was because he lectured me about it constantly, not giving me the context that he did that because his trucks all worked up in the remote northern Canadian environment that needed it. But that's the lesson I took away. And it, it, it truly means that those lessons will stick with you if you give it to them or give them the opportunity. But the back steps I just built a few months back for the back door, I had no idea what I was doing,
Yeah.
right? They they literally could have been lopsided. I mean, I've built enough things now that it's getting better, but I had to go find opportunities to teach myself, like pulling an engine out of a vehicle. I had friends that were into it, so I stuck with them, right? But all this to say, I think parents should do more to pass along whatever they can beyond their own niche stuff. Like be okay getting dirty with your kids and figuring like when I was doing the bookshelf in our little library room, I didn't know how it was all going to come together. Right? You saw the process. It was me
Mhm.
making changes on the fly and figuring it out, but me at the same time trying to explain to the girls why I was doing it this way and what I thought was going to happen and why I needed to make a change if I needed to or whatever. Because they got to see that it's not about having the knowledge and then only doing it,
Yeah.
right? It's about getting in there and figuring it out. So
And giving them stuff too. Like Maya, we let her repaint she painted our brick fireplace and
the
the
walls,
walls and like just learning that process.
yeah,
So, um, there's something else I was gonna say in there, but yeah, I can't remember. But I mean, financial literacy was a big one, right?
yeah.
Like here it was someone was saying, opened a credit card when I was 18, but I didn't know what interest was. And I was paying like 20% interest,
Dude, I didn't
right?
know what
So
compounding interest was until I was almost 30,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And it's bad.
it's bad. I think you're
It's
still
good.
learning.
It's good in one way, but it's bad in other ways, right?
Yeah.
So,
So I mean that piece, and I do think the financial literacy, we did start with like so sort of the envelope system, and
mhm,
part of it goes to Mad Money, part of it goes to your savings, part of it goes for travel or
yeah,
pets when they had to take care of their gerbils and things like that. So um but you're right, I do think there is that generational piece too. Like it's not just baby boomers or Gen X, but all of those things. I bought Maya a book once about how to be an adult. She just shelved it. I should pull it out because I did say, hey, give it back when you're done reading because I want to read it.
yeah,
Because it did look good. But, I do think there was, well, even here, it was just the predatory practices of credit card companies targeting college students in the 90s, which would have been us.
That was me.
Yeah,
I
that
got my
was us.
first
Yeah.
card in Mac Hall with no idea what I was
I
doing.
got two. I got my
Yeah.
Amex and my BMO there. And it was tables outside the cafeteria with free giveaways when you
Mhm.
signed up. That's exactly it.
That's 100% it.
Putting in, I remember in one comm class, they said in one class, brief 30 seconds, put
Yeah.
away $25 every month and you'll have $1 million, right? I never did. I
Yeah.
never listened to it. But so there's financial literacy. I do think car stuff, although, I already do remember what I was going to say. I've lucked out. I got the car package that has like the automatic, I don't know if it's like a little magic leprechaun in
I'm
there.
just waiting for you to explain this. Yeah, please tell me. Is this like that skit I told you about?
Because I've never had to.
Yeah.
It like self changes the oil
Yeah.
and self
Light
rotates
goes
the
on and you
tires
just
and
put it out in the
like
universe and light goes away,
yeah.
right?
So
Yeah.
one night the car was on empty and I didn't know how I was going to get to work the next morning. It was just automatically filled. I got the extra like Supreme package.
Yeah. Yeah. You sure did. So our neighbor made a comment about that, hey?
Oh boy.
I was out scraping snow the other day and he was laughing as he was brushing off his single vehicle. And going, man, you must need like an hour to get everybody out the door in the morning. Hey, scraping all three vehicles. I'm like, yeah. If we're all heading somewhere, someone's got to do it. And I guarantee most of them won't.
I scraped off mine the other day. I never drive anymore,
You sure
but
don't.
Friday I had to go to a school and it was not brushed
No.
off.
And that I'm just teasing. I don't mind doing that. That's fine.
That's funny.
But even that's a lesson to teach the kids. They laugh at me about it, but they now recite the same thing. Nothing drives me nuts faster in the winter than some jabroni that's not scraped off their car.
Yeah.
Because and people say, well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it does. When you're doing 100 down the road and I can't see because you're creating your own little snowstorm, it sucks.
Yeah.
I've got a full-size truck and I scrape it front to back, right? Granted, I can see the top of it, so it kind of helps a little bit, but at the same time, you can figure out a way to do it. And most people, but it's those little things that people don't think about and don't teach their kids about.
And I think it's about planting the seeds and like in everyday, it's not us sitting down and like, look, let's have this really boring talk that's going to go in one ear and out the other.
Yeah.
Even just, like I'll make comments when I'm driving. Oh, I'm going to turn off my auto drive because it's starting to rain now.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have as much control, right? Or like cruise control.
I was gonna say, are you teaching the kids to drive in the future?
Cruise control, right? So making those comments, even like, I don't think we think about those things, right? But those are really great teaching opportunities, right?
Some of the things, like we have a game where we spot the car with no headlights every night.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're listening to this outside of Calgary. Maybe it's unique to Calgary, but just in going a 20-minute drive yesterday, after dark, I saw 3 vehicles without their lights on.
So dangerous, especially if it's a dark vehicle.
It usually is. And then I also thought it's not that it's only dark cars. It's that most people buy dark cars. But at the same time, the kids now look for it. Yeah. And it enforces turn your GD lights on when you leave, right? And all the reasons. New cars are too automatic and the screens on the inside make it look like a blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, just take 2 seconds and make sure it's going, right? Simple as that.
And so making those comments like, oh, I got to do my banking. I got to pull stuff over, for savings. I got to make sure. And actually, Maya's been great at that. Every time she gets a check, she's like, Mom, I'm going to e-transfer it to you only because I have a separate account that she can't access. Yeah. She can log in and stuff like that, but it's directly linked. So it just siphons through to her savings and she'll be like, hey, I'm going to put, she's been doing 50% of her check or more over to savings.
That's good.
So those little things, like it's planting the seeds.
Yeah.
One is no ideology or structure was presented at, important parts in our life. So mental health, society, responsibility.
That I would say though, that's a tough one to teach when it was never really known or practiced for our generation or the generation before. Like I think we're just coming to terms with what the effects are and trying to learn about it. So our kids are learning about it at an expedited rate. And the old people think that they're being overly sensitive and woke, right? Because that wasn't a thing. You just sucked it up. So that one I think is that's tough because it just didn't exist.
Yeah. Well, and the mental health, I mean, for us, just again, it's planting seeds, right? Yeah. They listen to our podcast. They listen to talks.
Yeah.
Societal responsibilities. I think you're good about, when it's election time. I'm not a good model. They ask me if I'm going to vote, and I always say
And
no.
you typically go, vote what?
Yeah.
Well, in the election, what election? There's an election?
So, but you're good at those kinds of things. A lot of it is around the financial, and I do worry about our kids even just being able to buy a
Yeah.
house.
We've talked about that before.
So much, right? And like a lot of millennials are just living paycheck to paycheck. I feel like we are too. So maybe for millennial. But that's kind of the reality, right? So that's a big piece. It's just the debt. And I think that's, we're seeing this generational wealth gap, and that's a huge piece of what this article was about.
Yeah, which would make sense.
Um, yeah, economic status. Okay, so the rest is all just financial pieces. But I think, cooking is another one. Maya's stepping up a little bit more with the cooking. She's never really had to. Willow's just always loved it.
Yeah, Maya doesn't love it. She's decent at it. Like when she has to do it, she's fine. But she doesn't love it like Willow does. Like Willow does it as a pastime.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because she's got friends that do it. Like the friend that just gave her a loaf of homemade sourdough bread, which was amazing.
Amazing,
right?
I ate most of it. It was so good.
And so I don't think I had a piece. It was gone. But it's those little opportunities, right? Like, and we did it when we were like when the kids, and I think might be something that some parents, and I had to get used to it too, because I had to teach a lot of this stuff to myself. I never felt confident bringing them in to figure it out with me at the beginning. So I would say no, like, no, I got it, or no, it's dangerous. And I had to stop doing that and just letting them come in and just be upfront of going, I think this is how it works, or this is how I think it works. And then we would figure it out together. Right. But there was a time when I was doing projects where Maya would be there and her whole job was to help me with the little things, but then to sand it and get it ready. And like she built a gate for the cabin and things that I wasn't sure how it was going to work out. She helped me build. Right. And so it's being comfortable in the things that you don't know and learning about it together. But for the things that you do know, actively trying to make sure you bring them into it to explain it to them. And like you said, not as a boring lecture, but as a part of your everyday piece that just kind of regularly repeats the things you want them to understand, right?
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah. I can't think of other things. I mean, hygiene is a big one that I find, but I think the social pressure, it comes around.
But again, that's the thing. You teach them the basics and then society levels it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because no one wants to be the smelly kid. No one wants to be the weirdly dressed kid. Right? But in that, it's the foundation of, if you don't want to be the smelly kid, here's how you wash your clothes. Here's how you wash yourself. Right?
And us lecturing them all the time is not going to be helpful. It can be like, hey, let me know if you need help with anything.
Yeah.
But they got to figure all that stuff out. But I just thought that was interesting because I do think that I'm seeing, and it might not even be just the millennial, for sure, Gen Z, Gen Alpha is going to be growing into it. But yeah, maybe even, I guess, because my brother's millennial too. Although I figure he probably does some adulting better than we do even.
That might be Moore's wife. It's better adult than we are.
Actually, that's true. She is way better.
She's much more of an adult for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got it locked in.
What's the secret? What's, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
See, we're still figuring it out ourselves. So I guess to your point, that does make it tricky if we don't even know how the heck are we supposed to show our kids?
Well, and again, I'm not trying to tell my kids that I'm perfect and that I know everything. And some people grow up in a structured enough environment that they have all those tools and they can present themselves as that. But my kids understand that I'm a wildly imperfect human, right?
Well, and even like this whole RESP thing. So if anyone's in the States listening, because they're different, they're like, I can't remember what they're called. Something different.
Fortune 500, 401k. You don't need to.
Oh, yeah, like 401k. Yeah. So there's one like something similar to like that for education. But anyways, all this to say, I told I had no idea. I almost think it would be helpful. Like, let's go in to a bank, talk to a financial planner person for us just as much as them.
Well, I think she's old enough now that one thing I would like to do is get her connected to a financial planner at 18.
Yeah.
But it's not like there'll be a ton of activity while she's through university.
But even sitting down, I really do want to do our
Yeah.
budgeting with the family.
Yeah. And I think that's it's an extension of that idea, right?
Yeah.
In terms of learning but get them into the routine of it early. It's like you said, right? Like teenage years are the years just to have a good mental and physical practice because it'll carry with it for the rest of your life. And if you don't do it when you're a teenager, it's a lot harder to establish and rarely does, right?
Mhm.
This to me is the same mentality, right? Put it into practice early. So it just is a normal thing. To you and I, it's a very large mountain because we don't know it.
Yeah.
So we're still at the base when we should be further up. If our kids are constantly climbing, it's not going to feel like such a big mountain,
Yeah.
right?
And even from young ages, I know we talk because we're, we've got teenagers, but even from 1, 2 years
Yeah,
old, we need to start looking ahead at those life adulting skills,
yeah,
right? It could be from driving a quad to ironing your shirt, but looking at those types of things. And I mean, the general areas when I'm doing assessments and looking at those life skills, I mean, there's self-help stuff. So dressing, um, but even like keeping care of your belongings and like Maya's actually, that was something I think you probably helped her with, just cleaning her shoes. She
hmm
was always like leather cleaning her Nike Airs
yeah,
or whatever. So, but then there's home care as well, right? So the home chores, there's getting around in the community, there's how do they fill their leisure time?
hmm
There's social skills, there's practical skills, functional academics. So being able to figure out tax or interest on credit
yeah,
cards, all of those kinds of things. Communication, effective communication. Can they get their needs met? So yeah, there's lots of those types of things. So just think about if there's one life skill that they're going to need to have, no matter what age, if they're
yeah,
1, if they're 18, what is that skill? We can start, planting those seeds and kind of
and
helping
grow
them
them.
grow.
Yeah, no, good idea.
Awesome.
Cool.
Okay.